Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 5 of our gratitude practice. So, today's topic is about being grateful for the money that we've received. And I think that this is an extremely important topic. I think the two things that are on our mind during this pandemic are health and money. Obviously, the pandemic is causing the world to shut down in ways that we've never seen before. Um, and it's changing the way that we need to think about money. Um, this is affecting us on a personal level. Many of us are out of work or don't know how we're going to pay the bills. Then there's those businesses that we support with our money and they no longer have a source of income. And then, we can keep pulling out and out. And, we're looking at the global economy and, what's happening there and how are we going to move into a future where we have to live and work and think about money differently. Because obviously, what we're doing right now is not really working as a whole. If we can uncover so many flaws and have so many people that are going to be without work and have a global recession from a single episode of something. And yes, while this is a big pandemic, it's important to remember that these are episodes in our lives. There's so much that we go through, there's so much that we live through, and these things come and then they go. So this will pass also. And what's important for us to remember during this time is that we need to start cultivating practices that are going to help us move through these in the future. And I think wealth is an important topic because one of these things that we're seeing through this pandemic is this fear that's feeding into this scarcity narrative that we don't have enough. We've been taught for so long, and it's programmed into us that we are lacking something, that we don't have enough, that there is not enough out there for us, that money is finite and time is finite and energy is finite and there is no more. And so if we do not hoard, if we do not take what we need and hoard it, that there will not be enough for us in the future. And then that creates this mentality that, there is a division between people because there are some people who have and some people who don't have. And so there's all these narratives that are really coming to the surface right now. And it's a really important topic to examine and look at the way we've been living, because we don't have to live in that mindset. I'll tell you that for me, that this practice has changed my life. I used to live in this scarcity mindset. I used to think that there was not enough and that I had to save and scrimp and work so hard for money. I quit my career last year. It's been a year and some. I'm watching my savings dwindle. And, it is an uncomfortable position, but I am also learning to trust. And I'm also learning that there is so much abundance out there and that everything that we want or need has come from this earth. We're all made of the same star stuff. All of this has been recreated. We can form anything we want. And it just takes a shift in mindset. I'll tell you that, one of the things that started happening to me after I quit my job was that, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for money? And how am I going to pay for this or that? And I started really becoming controlling almost of what I had accumulated. But I realized that if I didn't change my attitude towards this, that I would never be able to grow and expand and improve my wealth and improve my mindset around wealth. So I started thinking about different concepts like circulating money. We're not spending money because that when we spend it, it sounds like it's going away. What we want to think about is circulating money, because when we put it out there, it comes back to us. And this is a really, really important mindset, because money is a currency. It's a flow of energy. And what we want to do is we want to have that flow continuous. We want that flow to go out and come back in, go out and come back in. I can tell you that, one of the greatest ways to be able to receive something is to give it. If you feel like you're lacking it, give it away. And this is going to help that scarcity mindset. Now, I don't question how much money I have or what I have. If I see somebody begging, I give to them because no matter what, I have more than them. And so I have something to give. And when I give, I find that the universe returns it back to me in unexpected ways, in ways that I cannot even imagine. And it's about looking at that abundance in different ways and starting to really look at this concept of what abundance means, because it may not always necessarily come back in the form of $1, but it can come back in so many other forms. Just this year alone, I was gifted 2 free trips, one to Ethiopia and one to Costa Rica. And it was a kind of abundance that I could have never imagined for myself. And I know a lot of it is by changing that mentality and recognizing how when I contribute, it can flow back to me. So it's really important that we start to look at the words that we use around money and the thoughts that we put into money. So rather than thinking about spending money, think about circulating it. When you think about something that you want, rather than saying, I don't have the money for that, where you block that flow of energy and you really put a wall there saying that you don't have enough, which is not necessarily true. It's that you're choosing not to spend your money on that, because that's a different mindset. That's where you choose to direct your energy and you have more choice in the matter. So start to watch your words around money and see if you can cultivate these habits that are going to really help increase that flow, this energy, so that the money goes out and the money comes in. So today's gratitude practice is specifically looking at the money that we have received throughout our life that maybe we haven't thought too much about. Think about you growing up as a child. No matter what your background was, in some way, form, or another, you were provided for in some way, with clothing, with food, going to the doctor, maybe toys, a bicycle, you had a roof over your head, or you had some sort of shelter. These are things that cost somebody money, and you were given them for free. And so this is something that we really want to start to look at and start to be grateful for this money that we've received in our life, that we did not necessarily expend any effort in order to receive. There's always abundance flowing to us. And so when we start to recognize that abundance, we see abundance everywhere in our life. So take some time today and think about all the things that you've received in your life that you have not paid for. And start with your childhood, because that's where I think that we've really taken it for granted. But even as we're an adult, has somebody ever given you anything like a birthday gift or just showed up with a nice gift? This is all receiving abundance, something you didn't pay for. Did you get a discount ticket to something? Or did somebody offer you a discount even for your, cell service? Whatever it is, this is money that is being offered to you in the way that you are not being asked for more and you are receiving something. So start to cultivate that. Now, the other thing that I want you to do is, this is the practice in the book, is to take a dollar bill, or take any bill you'd like. $1 is fine. And write on, I sometimes write it on the dollar. I like to carry a couple of these dollars with me and keep them in random places so that I remember. But write on a Post-it note or on the dollar itself, thank you for all the money I have been given throughout my life. And really, every time you see the dollar anywhere, you are grateful for this money that you've received, the money that you haven't thought about. And you can really start to cultivate remembering those words. I choose not to spend money on something. Or, I'm circulating money when you spend it on something. And if you have an opportunity, give to somebody in need. You'll find that the more you give, the more you'll relax about the money, because you begin to realize how much you have. I still don't have an income right now. It's something that, I am not concerned about at the moment. I feel like I should be, but it's not something that I need to be. And I know that because I have faith that I have been provided for in my life, and there has been so much abundance in my life. So I know that I will be provided for, and it's about thinking differently. And when you don't hold on to old mindsets, to old thoughts around limitation and scarcity, you begin to think differently, and new ideas will flow to you. And what we have to learn to do is be okay with making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. So if you invest in a new business and it doesn't work, you've learned something from it, and you gain more from the experience than you do living in this old programming, thinking that we have to do it the same way that we've always done it. We're watching right now our economic society fall apart, the way we've been living for so long, because we've been locked into a specific mindset. And the more we start to think differently now, the more we will be forward thinking and thinking about our future. So this is the practice for today, is to think about the ways that you've received money in your life, and state that out loud. I am grateful for the clothes that I received that I did not have to pay for. I'm grateful for the food that I ate that I did not have to pay for. And look at the dollar and be grateful for the money that you've received in your life. And as always, the 10 things that you're grateful for from that day, and the one thing at night before you go to bed. I wish you well, and I will be back tomorrow with the next practice. Do as much as you can, and the more time you spend cultivating these practices now, the more that they will grow, and that you'll start to embody this gratitude, and you will find your life changing. This is important, so important now, more than ever. All right, see you tomorrow.